Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Tears in Dearborn today as someone knocks over rows of headstones at a cemetery. Who police think is responsible and how you can help.
Also, the White House rolls out a sweeping plan they say will dramatically cut taxes. Some say it's big on sizzle and short on details.
But first, a tight-knit Monroe County community devastated after a 13-year-old girl dies hours after running in a middle school track meet. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. A lot of heavy hearts in the little township of Ida today after a 13-year-old girl died following a track meet last night. The meet was at Hudson High School in Lenawee County, but Jason Colthorpe live tonight in Monroe County at Ida Middle School with the latest. And this was a very well-liked 7th grader, Jason.
Very much so, and a really strange thing is actually happening now. Inadvertently, we're here as track practice is actually getting out. Emotions are still very raw. We've had parents come up wanting to know what we're showing, what we're doing, and all day we've made no attempts to talk to classmates of Jasmine Torres or the Torres family because of how it's been explained that this family is just struggling mightily today, as well as the students here. And as we see parents and students leaving track practice, it's clear that this community is firmly behind the Torres family and is rallying behind them. It was a middle school track meet at Hudson High School about an hour away from Ida.
On this day, this was the first event that Jasmine ran. She ran 400, which is 1 lap around.
She was actually okay after the race, but about 10 minutes after the race, she started feeling ill and had progressively gotten worse, at which case our staff decided to go ahead and call an ambulance, and she was transported to the hospital.
Jasmine's parents, who were not at the meet, made it to the hospital where they and a coach were even told at one point by a nurse that Jasmine was feeling better. But shortly after, she was gone. Today, this small town and school district is hurting.
We had as many as 100 middle school students in the cafeteria this morning with counselors.
And every school has felt the loss, with Jasmine having a sister at both the elementary and high schools.
Jasmine was always smiling, always happy. As a result, she has a large friendship group and certainly has a lot of support within the Ida community.
At this point, the district believes proper protocols were followed and there were no signs she wasn't feeling well leading up to the race.
She was like one of those students that you'd like to have 30 of in the class. And we hope all of our students are good students, but this one seemed to stand out and be a bright star.
Yeah, a bright star indeed. And one group that is also struggling, we mentioned the family and the students, but the track coaches taking that hour-long trip for an away track meet and coming back without all of the team with them. I've been told they are handling this a very difficult situation for them as well today. Yeah. Back to you.
Jason, looks like we've lost part of your transmission there, but thanks for that report. We'll have more on this as they continue to search for now the cause of what happened. Other news today, the other big story following a federal grand jury has indicted 3 people now in the ongoing investigation into female genital mutilation.
Dr. Fakhruddin Attar, his wife Fareda Attar, and Dr. Jimana Nagarwala are all named in that indictment. Paula Tutman is live outside federal court, where 2 of them appeared in court today. Paula?
Yeah, hi, Kimberly and Devin. First thing I want you to know is that this is rough topic matter, and no matter how we try to water down what's being said, it is still very, very explicit. A husband and wife duo stand before a federal magistrate this afternoon with brand new, fresh charges just handed down by a grand jury that kept them from having a scheduled detention hearing. But the 2 are believed by the feds to have been running a clinic in Livonia, the Barahani Medical Clinic, thought to be a regional mecca of sort for female genital mutilations. The Daudi Bohra sect of Muslims believe it to be a cleansing or removing of germs by cutting or circumcising female genitalia. But Dr. Fakhruddin Attar was slapped with a federal charge of conspiracy to transport minor children with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity. And while the charge is not necessarily sexual in nature, it is an age-old ritual, often called female circumcision, practiced worldwide to ensure young girls lose the ability for sexual gratification when they finally come of age. The law, however, calls it mutilation. And Dr. Attar and his charged co-conspirator, Dr. Jimana Nagarwala, face life in prison if convicted of the most serious of these 11 total charges.
The feds say a lot of things, and they're going to have to make their case in court, and we're going to defend our case in court.
For her part, Dr. Attar's wife, Farida, also appeared before the judge. Her charges amount to conspiracy charges that could land her in jail for up to 20 years if convicted. These are all federal charges because they involve two 7-year-old girls transported across state lines from Minnesota by their mothers. Feds say to have the procedure performed. These two little girls are, according to the feds, just two victims of many. Though one of the defense attorneys says on this one, the feds have it wrong and are feeding into Islamophobia.
Was aware that Dr. Nagarwala used the clinic. He offered that to her and let her do that. But what happened at the clinic was not FGM. They have a religious belief to practice their religion, and they are Muslims and they are being under attack because of it.
Now, it's also important to say that off camera in front of the courthouse, I talked to a young woman who identified herself as a member of the Dowdy Bora community, and I asked her her thoughts. She said she felt like these three don't deserve this treatment. I did ask her if she'd had the procedure when she was a little girl. She simply said she doesn't remember. Now, Dr. Nagarwala will be in court tomorrow to face these new grand jury indictments. Dr. Attar and his wife will be in court next Wednesday for that detention hearing as well as an arraignment. Obviously, this is not over. Again, feds believe that these three were basically the regional go-to people for this ritual. Guys?
Extraordinary set of allegations. We'll keep following it all the way. All right, Paula. An SUV slams into a townhome in Pontiac.
It happened just before 3 p.m. near Walton Boulevard and Perry Street. Firefighters and deputies with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene. It's not known if anybody was hurt. They're still investigating what caused that SUV to lose control.
21-year-old woman is going to stand trial accused of stabbing a woman during a fight at Detroit's Rouge Park.
Shadavia Phillips is facing 3 assault charges, including intent to murder. Prosecutors say Phillips is one of 2 women captured on video fighting over a parking space. Despite the video not clearly showing the alleged stabbing, the judge argued Phillips had intent to murder.
Like when you have a knife and you come after someone and you make contact and you puncture their lung, even if it is made quickly, when you have a knife, I think you do have intent to murder.
Well, the judge also decided to lower Phillips' bond to $100,000 due to her having no previous criminal history and the fact that she's pregnant.
The White House unveiled a sweeping tax reform plan that could mean change for every American family and business. White House is promising it'll create jobs and boost the economy. Critics say it helps the rich, and there's no way to fund it without putting America further into debt. Blaine Alexander has more from Washington. Blaine?
Well, Devin, the president's team anxious to move this along quickly. In fact, they say they're hoping to get this done by the end of the year, but they do admit that they've got some work to do before it's ready for a vote. Proudly dubbing it the biggest overhaul in history, today the White House unveiled a sweeping tax reform proposal.
What this is about is creating jobs and creating economic growth.
For individuals, the proposed plan would eliminate most tax deductions.
We are going to eliminate on the personal side all tax deductions other than mortgage interest and charitable deductions.
7 tax brackets would be reduced to 3. For married couples, no tax on the first $24,000 of income, tax benefits to help with child care, and eliminating the death tax.
We're going to cut taxes for the American people, especially low and middle income families.
But businesses would see big breaks too, with rates dropping from a current 35% to 39% down to 15%, affecting everyone from major corporations to small mom and pop shops, but already questions about how to pay for it.
We will be attacked from the left and we will be attacked from the right.
The White House says money would come from closing loopholes and economic growth, not increasing the deficit. Critics say that's not realistic.
This idea that somehow growth can pay for these kinds of huge tax cuts is operating in fairyland. That just doesn't work.
The administration has said tax reform will only work if Obamacare is repealed and replaced, a major factor in cutting spending. And on the health care front, some encouraging news for the president. Some of the most conservative Republicans now say they can get behind the plan, and we could see a vote on it as early as Friday. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
All right, Blaine, now all of that is happening as tensions continue to escalate on the Korean Peninsula.
At the White House meeting for all of Congress, Admiral Harry Harris, head of U.S. Pacific Command, told members the U.S. would be ready, quote, with the best technology to defeat any North Korean missile threat. The U.S. has also deployed warships and a submarine to the Korean Peninsula.
Well, hovering right around 80 degrees with the sun out. We cannot complain about a gorgeous day.
It is fantastic. Yeah. And Ben is out at the Meyer in Westland for Severe Weather Alert Radio Day.
Oddly enough.
I know. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Kim and Devin, this is not something you're thinking about on a day like today when it's so nice, but we're going to talk about how you can get your family prepared and safe as we approach severe storm season here in Metro Detroit. Temperatures, though, beautiful today. They've hit 80 degrees at a couple locations. In fact, if you're heading down to the ballpark tonight, what a night for a game. Tigers taking on the Mariners. It's going to be a 7:10 first pitch, 73 degrees when that first pitch goes out. And we'll be into the 60s by the end of the game, but still keeping a decent amount of sunshine as we head through the night. By the way, this is the gold standard radio. We've talked about this one for years. If you have this at your home, good on you. If you're a camper, if you're a traveler, our folks from Midland Radio have a new version that you can take with you. It's at a cheaper price, and we'll talk about that and how you can come out and get your radio programmed coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Good stuff. There's plenty of time to still get out there and say hey to Ben and Andrew.
Indeed. All right, here's Defender Kevin Dietz with a look at a special report that he's working on. Kevin?
2 kids in a horrific car accident dependent on round-the-clock care for the rest of their lives. But now that their mother has passed away, their benefits have been reduced. The Defenders go looking for answers.
All right, Kevin. Also, the drive up north is going to get faster. Ahead here at 5, we'll show you where speed limits. Oh, Kim is pumped. We'll tell you where speed limits are going up in the state.
We're watching the heavy lifting, the hard work of cleaning up the work of some vandals.
I came in yesterday morning and there was 37 stones down.
Rows of headstones knocked over inside one of Dearborn's most hallowed places.
Tonight on New at 6.
A Wayne County Sheriff's deputy is caught on video causing a crash and then fleeing the scene. At 6 o'clock, you'll hear what that deputy and Sheriff Napoleon are saying about the incident.
Plus, persistent rumors of sex trafficking and kidnappings at a local mall. The posts have been shared thousands of times on Facebook. New at 6, what a local police chief is saying about all of it.
All right, now here at 5 in Dearborn tonight, dozens of families wondering who would do this to their loved ones.
Yeah, dozens of headstones toppled over and damaged. It happened at the Northview Cemetery near Outer Drive and Military. Sean Lay was there to get an up-close look at the damage and the investigation into who did it. Sean?
Well, you can see the damaged headstones right behind me. There are a lot of them. In the background there, that's the cemetery caretaker. This place is historic. It's important to so many people, and this type of vandalism is upsetting a lot of people.
It's very upsetting, very upsetting.
A single tear streams down the face of Joy Clem. She's here today checking on her husband's headstone after hearing that 37 headstones here were vandalized.
I can't understand why kids or whoever did this would have done this.
Northview Cemetery in Dearborn is an important piece of Dearborn history dating back to 1883. Sure, it's the resting place of A-Team actor George Peppard, but it's also hallowed ground to so many families that have loved ones here. The cemetery has been in Jim Tom's family for decades.
I came in yesterday morning and there was 37 stones down.
And every day for 31 years, he makes sure the cemetery is in top shape. Today, he's visibly disturbed that Monday night, someone came crashing through, pushing over stone after stone.
There's mothers and fathers and grandfathers and everything else in here, you know. If you would have came here yesterday, you would have seen me very upset, but I'm trying to get over it now and just try to get the stones back up as fast as I can.
Damage that took just seconds, now taking painstaking care to put those stones back in their proper place. Back here live, the big question is, who did this? I've been speaking with investigators all day long today from Dearborn. They're telling me, first of all, they have no suspects in this, and second of all, they're going about this in a different way. They're going to start thinking like a vandal, putting themselves in the vandal's shoes. Basically, their gut tells them that these are teens responsible here, so they're going to be paying close attention to see if there's any chatter out there, any teens perhaps bragging about what they did. Back to you.
They often will do that on social media, as we've heard in the past. Sean, you know, this might be a silly question, but are there any cameras at that cemetery that maybe would have picked something up?
You know, it's a smaller cemetery. It's surrounded by houses, so no cameras inside, but there could be cameras outside. It's going to be a lot of work, but detectives have to kind of go door to door to see if any cameras surrounding the cemetery pick something up.
Okay. All right, Sean, we appreciate it.
Well, it's been too nice this week to keep Ben cramped up in a silly old dark, dank studio. We can't keep him in the building.
I know, this is 2 days in a row. He's gone on a field trip and talking about severe weather radios, and too nice of a day really to be talking about this, but you know, it's important information too, Ben.
I only go out when it's nice. I don't want to face the public when it's not nice. That's just the way weather guys work. But yeah, we're going to be talking about some serious stuff here with our Weather Radio Day campaign, which kicks off for this year today here at the Meijer in Westland. But let's get to the good stuff first. Temperatures outside still hanging around 80 degrees in parts of the area, especially in our south and west zones. That's where we've seen those warmest numbers. 82 down in Adrian. Ann Arbor's at 83, which is our big winner right now. And even though those numbers have cooled down on the east side, not by much, still in the mid to upper 70s. Tomorrow things get a little bit rough and tumble, especially towards the middle of the day. That green shade that we're in is the marginal risk for severe weather. We are going to see thunderstorms start to pop in the middle of the day, and some of those could have some gusty winds associated with them. Let's look at the timing on this. Tonight, though, we'll be fine. Mostly cloudy skies. There will be some showers and storms in the west side of the state. I think we'll pretty much stay on the east side of those. If anything, we may get brushed in our west zone, but just barely. Tomorrow, the morning commute starts dry, and then once everybody's at work and school, we'll start seeing a few showers and storms. And again, some of those could have some gusty winds. Cold front will take care of that by the time we get towards the evening commute. So we'll be driving home under dry conditions as well. And then look for much cooler conditions going into the upcoming weekend. Mild night tonight, though. We're going down to 61 for an overnight low, which is pretty close to our average high for this time of year under mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures tomorrow will still hit 73 before those thunderstorms start to pop, but it is cooler as we get into the upcoming weekend. Numbers falling into the 60s for highs on Friday and only getting into the upper 50s on Saturday. Half the weekend looks decent. Those showers developing late Saturday, but Sunday looks like it's going to be a washout. Plenty of showers around, maybe a thunderstorm as well, and that's going to continue into next week. So with all the storms that are in the forecast, this is a good time to start thinking about your severe weather plan. We're here with Jeff Maggio from Midland. You guys have partnered with us for years, and you've got a new item that you're offering this year.
That's right, Ben. We've got our Midland E-Ready emergency compact radio. This unit is a portable unit. It has 3 modes of charging. We have a USB charging cable included. It also has a hand crank for manual power. It also has a solar panel, so if you're camping, you can leave this out in the sun, give it some extra power.
So no excuse for losing power in this. There's many ways to keep this one running.
That's correct. And also, in addition, the E-Ready series, it includes a USB output. So while you are out in the wilderness, away from any other power source, you can actually charge a cell phone or another small device off of this unit.
And it's got a flashlight on the front of it?
That's correct. Flashlight, AM/FM tuner, and NOAA weather radio as well.
Wow, and it's all at a discount if you come see us today.
Yes, sir. This is on sale for $39.99, normal retail $49.99. And we are also offering Duracell batteries with our home units, and we'll pre-program those for you so they're ready to use and plug in when you get home.
All right. Well, you did all my work for me. Jeff, appreciate it. Come by and see us. We're at the Meijer in Westland. We'll be here till 6:30 tonight, so come on down and see us. Kim and Demme, back to you.
Sounds good. Okay, Ben. Thank you.
Let's bring in Frank McGeorge, Doc.
Well, you would think that knowing you have a family history of skin cancer might make you leery of the sun, but apparently not. And Dr. Frank McGeorge coming up, see who is missing the message in a big way.
Okay, Doc, but first, the camera caught it clear as day. The key thing in this video that could help catch a hit-and-run driver.
Local students come up with a creative way to help others with autism. The story tomorrow starting at 5.
Welcome back. The search is on for a hit-and-run driver. A 2-year-old was hurt Monday night about 6:30 in a crash that happened in the area of 7 Mile and Van Dyke. In this video, you can see a burgundy Chevy Suburban cross the center lines and slam head-on into a minivan. The driver of the Suburban ditched the car and took off. If you have any information, contact police. And good news for those of you with a need for speed. Excuse me.
Do you know anybody?
I don't know a soul. Certain stretches of road have been approved for speed limit increases.
That's because of a new state law. MDOT and Michigan State Police have identified now 900 miles of non-freeway state highways for speed limit increases to 65 miles an hour. 600 miles of freeway were also selected for speed limit increases to 75 miles an hour. For the full list of impacted roads, and Miss Gill is already dialing it up on her computer, head to clickondetroit.com.
New at 5:30.
Hidden where no one could find her. Police crack a kidnapping case wide open after making a staggering find inside this man's shed.
It wasn't so long ago, Detroit's mayor wasn't exactly a welcome sight here in Lansing.
We are not becoming a drag on this state's economy. We're starting to be an engine.
But what a difference 3 years makes. Mike Duggan has some impressive announcements to make.
2 children severely injured in a car crash. Now, decades later, their benefits have suddenly been cut. Why? The defenders investigate.
It's dinner time. Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
All of a sudden, the money stopped coming. These 2 sisters suffered debilitating injuries in a crash decades ago. The insurance company promised to pay for their care for the rest of their lives. But their caretakers say that isn't happening. That crash left Amy Ruth and Lori Lee Cooper unable to talk or care for themselves.
And now they say the insurance company who promised them lifetime care has cut off rent payments. Defender Kevin Dietz joins us live. And Kevin, you spoke to both sides in this situation.
Yeah, that's right. And no one is arguing that these 2 women need a lifetime of care. The question is, can the insurance companies reduce the amount of money that these women get? And is it the right thing to do? A car accident 30 years ago left Amy Ruth Cooper in need of constant care from others for survival. She is legally blind, nonverbal, and requires tube feedings.
She is totally dependent on nursing around the clock for her survival.
Laura Lee Cooper was in the same accident. She's more mobile than her sister, but suffers severe brain damage, which requires constant monitoring from others to protect and assist her. She can nod to answer questions, but cannot speak. She does not comprehend simple concepts like hot water can burn her.
They don't have a voice, so I'm their voice.
Linnea Hardiman is one of the girls' caregivers. It's a lot of work, but a labor of love.
I'm their eyes and ears. I'm their eyes and ears.
They tell us insurance picked up the tab for care for Amy Ruth and Laura Lee for nearly 3 decades with few problems. Then last May, the girl's mother died, and everything changed.
They're in an apartment together that I've been paying for since day one. AAA was compensating their rent prior to this, but after their mother expired on the 25th of May of 2016, AAA has stopped paying their rent.
Attorney Paul Valentino has filed a lawsuit against AAA, saying the mother's death is no reason to reduce benefits.
It's just stunning to me that after the mother passed away a year ago, they stopped paying rent for the girls, and they have been slow paying, or with respect to Laura Lee, not paying the benefits she's entitled to.
In a written statement, AAA says the Auto Club Group has honored its commitment to provide benefits under the no-fault insurance policy for over 30 years. This includes, but is not limited to, medical treatment and attendant care related to the injuries these 2 women sustained in this accident. All benefits for their care are currently paid in full. AAA would not comment further because of the pending lawsuit. The girls' daycare providers say they have been spending their own money to fill the gap.
I basically took over where their mom left off at, and they need me, and I'm here. I'm the closest thing they have to a mother, and it does weigh a lot on me as if they were my own children.
And again, AAA says it is meeting its legal obligation. The caregivers say the reduction is just unacceptable. It seems certain that this one is going to head to court before it's resolved. Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
Well, then, Kevin, what happens if the courts rule not to reinstate the original benefit amounts here?
Yeah, the court's ruling will be final. If that's the case,
Yeah.
the caregivers say they'll continue to try and pay out of pocket as best they can. If that money runs out, they'll just have to find a way to live on less money.
Yeah, tough. All right, Kevin. Well, other news today, the man accused of killing a Roseville teenager is now charged with that boy's murder.
Larry Walker faced a judge today in connection with the shooting death of 17-year-old Kenneth Cutts, who died after being shot in his neck Monday night in Warren. Walker is charged with first-degree murder. He's being held without bond. Today was day 3 of the trial for a suspected serial rapist accused of committing sexual assaults all across Metro Detroit. 32-year-old Ike Smith of Redford Township is facing a long list of charges that include first-degree criminal sexual conduct and first-degree home invasion. One of Smith's accusers took the stand today and recalled what was going through her mind when she was sexually assaulted in her home.
Why can't anyone hear me? Is he still here? Is he going to come back?
Smith is charged in Allen Park, Dearborn Heights, Inkster, and Redford Township. According to police, the incidents date back to 2011. The trial continues tomorrow at 9 a.m. The state of Michigan continues its oversight of the post-bankruptcy city of Detroit.
Yet Mayor Mike Duggan today told legislators it's about to soon end as the city's financial picture looks far better than it did 3 years ago. Our business editor Rod Maloney is in Lansing with the mayor's report to these curious legislators. And Rod, traditionally this has been a pretty tough sell.
Yeah, you know, it's much easier when you aren't here with your handout, or better than have a great report card of progress. And that's exactly what Mike Duggan did today. And he made a rather bold boast about where he thinks the city's going to be early next year. Remember Detroit's bad old days when you waited forever for a rickety ambulance to respond to a 911 call? Mayor Mike Duggan, in what you might call a Chamber of Commerce-style presentation, said what a difference 3 years makes.
Last week was the first week in at least a decade that the city of Detroit beat the national standard. Our average EMS response time was 7 minutes and 58 seconds.
More EMTs, donated EMS units with consistent maintenance and better dispatch made that happen. The mayor told Lansing legislators, many of whom weren't even here during the bankruptcy, Detroit in many ways is now a much different city.
5,000 housing units are either under construction or in design. For a city that's lost population for 60 straight years, 5,000 houses is something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime.
Duggan told his receptive audience DTE is actually reporting a gain in population year to year. He believes Detroit's economic development, with Fortune 500 companies moving downtown and new factories announced and going up post-bankruptcy, has more people working in the city now.
We used to be an economic drag. Now, 15,000 more Detroiters working today than 3 years ago. The employment growth rate in Detroit in the last 3 years has outpaced the state of Michigan.
Well, higher tax dollars in helps balance the budget, although he does say that is a challenge. But in the meantime, the mayor essentially said that he promises that the city of Detroit will have met all of the bogeys as it pertains to the grand bargain by early in 2018. And he says that's when the city will become financially independent and will no longer be under the thumb of Lansing. Back to you.
But of course, Rod, it is not all sunshine and roses. The mayor has to acknowledge some problems, too.
Yes, one of the things that the mayor said that was interesting speaks to the whole issue of Detroit City schools, the public schools.
Yep.
He said because the one group that continues to leave the city are families with children of school age. And he says that's something that has to get worked on. And of course, they're just beginning with the new school board, and that has to get looked at both here in Lansing and in the city.
Yeah, and with a new superintendent coming in June as well. All right, Rod Maloney tonight at the state capitol.
A woman is rescued after being found trapped in a hole inside a shed.
Woman was found early this morning near an Ohio home after a neighbor reported hearing cries. And when police arrived, they found the woman inside a hole that had been covered with wood and heavy objects. Hours later, police arrested Dennis Quinn in connection with the crime. He's been charged now with kidnapping. Oscar-winning director Jonathan Demme has died.
Demme is best known for directing The Silence of the Lambs, a 1991 horror thriller that was a box office smash and a critical triumph. It became the third film in history to win Academy Award in all the top 5 categories. Demme's career spanned 4 decades, and during that time he directed an eclectic mix of films. He died of complications from esophageal cancer. He was 73 years old.
Tesla loses its top safety rating. Consumer Reports dinged the ratings of Tesla's sedan and the crossover because the electric car maker never followed through in adding a key safety feature, which is automatic emergency braking. Automatic emergency braking slows or stops the car without the driver really doing anything if it senses a collision is imminent. But the lowered point total of the Model S sedan and the Model X crossover may not last long. Tesla said today they have started adding that missing feature to cars. We'll wait and see what happens when Consumer Reports gets the next batch. Well, Ben's out at the Meijer store in Westland for Severe Weather Alert Radio Day.
And he's been getting a great response from folks showing up there. How's it going, Ben?
Yeah, Karen and Devin, we've had hundreds of folks come through the doors here at Meijer and Westland, and we're just kicking off our campaign. We've done this for years, but we realize that there are a lot of folks out there, especially younger folks, who have grown up with their phones, and they rely on their phones for a lot, especially social media. But I wanted to take just a minute to explain that when it comes to severe weather, this is probably not the best thing to rely on. We definitely put out information on social media as quickly as we can during situations where we've got severe storms. But when you see a tweet, especially if it's being retweeted by someone, you don't know how long it's been since that's happened, whether or not that's new. And so if you're relying on your phone to really give you information in a severe weather situation, you're losing valuable seconds when you could be taking cover. And that's one of the reasons that we still believe that NOAA weather radios are one of the best tools to stay safe in a severe weather situation. It's not the only thing. It's really just the first part of the plan. You want to have the radio. You also want to have an emergency kit in your house. And most of all, you want to have a plan with your family of what to do when severe weather strikes. Make sure you know how to get a hold of your kids. Kids, get a hold of your parents. Make sure you know where your pets are. All that stuff is something that you want to go through before severe weather strikes. So those are the three prongs. And of course, once the radio goes off in a severe weather situation, that's where we come in at Local 4 to give you the information that goes beyond just the initial warning. So we're out at the Meijer in Westland. It's the first of our 3 days that we'll have during our campaign this season. You get a discount on the radio. You got free batteries from our folks at Duracell that are providing that this year. And we'll program the radios for your county if you come out and see us. So we'll be here till 6:30, guys. Back to you.
And you can chat with Ben Bailey.
Even better.
A win-win-win.
You can do that too.
All right.
Thanks,
and we'll
Ben.
chat with Ben again a little bit later on this hour. Customs agents make a huge seizure of something coming into the U.S. illegally, not drugs.
What this is, that's worth thousands of dollars on the street that agents found carefully hidden in a shipment.
Also a rescue from a crane hundreds of feet in the air. One key question still hasn't been answered. We'll explain what had rescuers rather confused just ahead. Doc?
Well, are you missing the message when it comes to skin cancer? Dr. Frank McGeorge coming up the results of a surprising new study that finds lots of people are still putting themselves in harm's way.
It's just new at 6.
Tonight only on Local 4, a crushing crash caught on camera, and when witnesses caught up with the driver, he was in a full Wayne County Sheriff's deputy uniform.
From the moment I heard it, I can't understand what was going through his mind.
But that deputy is not under arrest. He is still on the job. We were able to track him down, and he did not deny being the hit-and-run driver.
You know, it's the most unreal feeling I've ever felt.
There's nobody here. Just us.
How cool. Joe Louis Arena isn't done with hockey just yet. Find out how one group of friends took it over and how you can, too.
That looks like a pretty good time. All right, good health today. Missing the message when it comes to skin cancer.
A new study finds many younger people are not heeding the warnings, even when someone in their own family has been personally affected. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with some startling new research we all need to pay attention to.
Definitely, Karen and Devin. You know, most prevention messages focus on highlighting the risks of skin cancer, but new research suggests even seeing the consequences of sun exposure up close is not enough to convince young people to be safe in the sun. Despite college students' quest for knowledge, real-world lessons about skin cancer are totally lost on many young minds.
This has sort of raised the alarm bells that this is a target group to focus on.
Dr. Corey Bash of William Patterson University in New Jersey surveyed more than 300 students. 72 knew someone with skin cancer. Some had even been diagnosed themselves. Yet, those students were more likely to sunbathe and get sunburned, major risk factors for skin cancer.
They might perceive that it's something that happens a lot later in life. However, we do see that rates of melanoma in this age group are increasing, and that is the most deadly form of skin cancer.
The study did find a decline in the number of college students visiting tanning salons, but very few consistently and effectively protected themselves from the sun's rays. Sunscreens should have an SPF of at least 15, though many experts say 30 is ideal, and they need to be reapplied every few hours. Also, be sure to seek out shady areas during midday hours when ultraviolet rays are most intense. Now, everyone also needs to know that sunburns in childhood dramatically increases the risk for skin cancer and melanoma later in life, which makes it really important to protect children and teach safe sun practices really right from the start.
It seems so cruel that being in the sunshine really does make us physically feel better,
right?
And yet it comes with its dangers.
Well, and that's where there is a balance. I mean, you do need some sunlight to convert vitamin D, and you do need that, but you don't want it so much, obviously, that it burns your skin and causes melanoma.
And you need those skin checks, too. A lot of people just forget that, you need to go in every year and get your skin checked.
Melanoma can appear even without significant sun exposure in certain people.
That's right.
All right, Doc.
Thank you, Doc. New York City customs agents make an unusual discovery.
Agents at JFK Airport seized more than 300 pounds of, that would be banned yak meat. It was smuggled in sweaters, pants, and shawls. Officials said Tuesday the meat came from Nepal, a country affected by foot and mouth and other cattle viruses that are infectious. Wasn't clear who was responsible for the shipment yet. Police say the meat was destroyed.